Thermography versus mammography seems to be a hot topic these days, pun intended. My name is Renee, I'm 39 years old and I'm a breast cancer survivor. And I make these videos to help spread education and awareness of breast health so that you can also feel empowered and educated to be your best health advocate. So I've done some research. What have I found? Let's break it down. What is thermography? Thermography is a type of imaging that uses a heat map basically. It tracks hot spots at the skin's surface. It's non-invasive. In fact, it doesn't even touch your skin. And the image will show where there's increased blood flow in certain areas. The idea is that when cancer cells grow and develop, they require more blood. So that's the idea of using thermal imaging to detect abnormalities. So thermography does not detect cancer, it detects abnormalities in your breast and at the skin's surface. So not the full picture of the entire breast tissue or deep in close to your chest wall, but really just at the skin's surface. So it's non-invasive, there's no radiation. Insurance right now does not cover thermography, but it is pretty much inexpensive. I would say between $150 to $200, depending on where you live. But again, it's not detecting cancer, it's just detecting abnormalities. Now you can have a lot of different abnormalities in breast tissue. You could have a fibroadenoma, you could have a cyst that's filled with fluid, you could have fat necrosis or scar tissue from an accident years ago. You can also have increased blood flow in different parts of your chest. Let's say if you did a workout and you were doing push-ups or you were lifting weights the day before, there would be increased blood flow. So the cons with thermography, in my opinion, is that they don't detect changes in the breast. So when you start your mammograms, you get your first one and they call that what's called your baseline. And then every year or so that you get a mammogram, you can track changes in breast tissue. Another con is that it doesn't detect cancer. It just shows you heat and where there is increased blood flow. And then what are you going to do with that information when you get a thermogram and there is that information that there's a hot spot, but you don't know what it is? Chances are you're going to go back to your doctor and get a mammogram. So what is a mammogram? We know it is an X-ray of the entire breast tissue. Now, I don't love a mammogram. They're uncomfortable. You get radiation, a very small amount of radiation, but you do get radiation. But a mammogram is not what caught my cancer. So I love the MRI because it detected my cancer. But we all know that mammograms are what the FDA and all of our medical professionals encourage us to use as the number one way to track your breast health and for detecting cancer. But in my opinion, after doing this research, I don't think that this topic is a this or a that. I think it's an and. You can use these things together to gather the most information you can to be your best advocate. So if you're worried about exposure to radiation, let's also keep in mind that we're exposed to radiation every day. Our cell phones, the sun, the ground, radon, microwave. Radiation is all around us. Going on a flight from the East Coast to the West Coast, you're being exposed to radiation. It's great that you want to be aware of how much radiation you're being exposed to in your lifetime. And it is awesome to take your own health into your own hands. And you do get to decide what you want and how you want your health journey to be. But in my opinion, after doing research, I think that thermography and mammography can work hand in hand. And so I encourage you to do the research, find out, the right places to go to find the education on this topic, and then make the best decision for you. Your decision might be different than mine, and that's okay. It's your health journey. But just make sure that you're doing the research. Talk to you later, guys. Have a good one.